Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming. It's Heavy Mounts. What are the game you drag today? I'm coming back at you with the Let's Play episode of Violet Memoir, Leigh's Path. So let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! If you told me just a week ago how I thought things had been back then, I would have been like Charlie and said they were filled with nothing but bad memories. After all, they were all I could remember. Now things have gotten more and more complicated, and I don't know how I feel. Despite how quickly we got here, we weren't the first one here. Lily's sitting on the bench with Oscar leaning over the back of it. Both of them are laughing about something I haven't noticed us approaching. I haven't noticed us approaching. Coach is riding my ass again. I don't get why he's so obsessed with how much muscle I have. I mean, it makes sense. You are a little too big. You can't never be too big, right? I don't know. Seems like this might be one of those rare cases, but who knows? Whoa, how long have you guys been standing there? Decided to give us a fright, huh? We only got here a bit ago. You two seem to be in the middle of something, so I didn't want to interrupt. What about Papa Bear? Leigh only gives him a deadpan stare that makes Oscar give a nervous chuckle. Oh, right. Duh, Mr. Quiet and Mysterious. I'm not mysterious. I don't know about that, man. You've got this gloomy, don't fuck with me kind of vibe. It's intimidating. Oscar looks at me like he's waiting for me to back him up, and from the looks the others are giving him, it truly looks like everyone's waiting on my opinion. What? You agree, right? He's totally trying to be all edgy and mysterious. Edgy. You've been talking to Charlie again, haven't you? I mean, you have to give them a little credit. You do look like you're trying a bit hard. Trying hard? Leigh looks more offended than I've ever seen him before. Even when Lucas insulted him the first day, he didn't look this much of a kicked puppy. It's not a bad thing, man. You rock it well. I mean, I think you're hot. I know Wallace does too. Huh? There's no need to be shy. All of us know about your little date. It wasn't... wait, does Lucas know too? Not entirely. He knows that the two of you went out, but he thinks we're overthinking it. At least one of you knows how to mind their own business. He grumbles, but none of us miss the small smile twitching at the corner of his lips. Oscar especially. Looks like even Leigh's aversion to Oscar can only resist his charm so much. Yeah, you definitely look like you minded. I guess it went well. What went well? Nothing. They're being stupid. We're talking about their little date they had last night. Papa Bear took them to a club and everything. I don't get why you call that a date. My roommate takes people to clubs all the time. It isn't anything serious. As much as I like teasing them about it, I think we're being a little unfair. They can tell us when they're ready. Thanks, Lily. I'll tell you about it soon, I promise. So, something did happen, huh? Oh, okay, I'll stop. No need to get pinchy with my tail. Promise you'll behave? Yes, ma'am. He gives a cartoonish salute to Lily before flashing the rest of us a wink, though he immediately tries pouting again. No one believes him, though I doubt he's trying to fool anyone. Taking you. Oh, that's good water. So, why are we meeting up today? Well, I did want to give Wallace another checkup to see how his date went, but it sounds like it went okay. Leigh rolls his eyes, which sends Oscar into a fit of laughter, and Lily's barely able to contain her own chuckles. Even I'm trying not to smirk at the teasing now. Despite his staunch defense that it wasn't a date, that doesn't stop him from taking a step closer to me. It was barely an inch, but his close proximity is enough for my face to flush as my smile widens. He's able to keep his composure much better than I am, though the deep red tips of his ears is ruining any hopes to hiding anything. Thankfully, no one comments on it as Lily moves on. Okay, should we start? I still don't even know why we're here. Well, I figured that since we're here, we might as well talk about what Leigh and Wallace learned about Helena. I heard you guys went to a shelter or something. What's with that? I took him to a shelter that Helena and her friend visited. I thought we could find something useful. Did you? Sort of. We got a lot of information, just don't quite know what it all means. Why don't we go find a picnic table so everyone isn't standing around before we get into this? It sounds like a lot. Thank God. My legs are hurting from all the walking. Why did we come all the way out here anyway? It doesn't take long for us to find an empty picnic table with Leigh guiding us. It's a little cramped, but I'm not complaining to being squished up against Leigh, who made sure I was sitting next to him. Despite wanting to take things slow, that hasn't stopped him from being more touchy than usual. It's nothing too noticeable, and I don't even know if he's conscious that he's doing it. But there's little things like his tail playing with my own, him walking a little closer to me than he usually does, or like right now, where he's got an arm wrapped around my waist. The smart part of my brain knows it's to keep me steady so we don't fall off the side of the bench, since we're trying to fit Lucas here as well. But that doesn't stop the heat that rushes through my body as he tugs me against him, especially with the massive grins on Lily and Oscar's face. I'm just glad Lucas can't tell what's going on. I don't think I could handle it if he asks one of his innocuous questions that hit a little too on the nose. So, tell us what happened at the shelter? I'm really curious about it ever since Leigh mentioned it to me. All eyes shift over to Leigh, and I consider stepping in, but this is something that's probably best explained by him. I doubt he'd appreciate me telling this side of his life story, especially if he might not want to share. I noticed that one of Helena's friends, Mercedes, had visited a children's shelter nearby. I thought it might be a good idea to check it out, so I took Wallace with me. That doesn't sound particularly fun. Actually, the place was really nice. Miss Corrin was amazing. She's taking care of all these kids, and she really cares, right, Leigh? Bethany's a wonderful woman. The kids there love her. She's done so much for them. Sounds like a wonderful lady. She is. So, what did you find out? We asked her about Mercy, and she told us a lot. Apparently, the two of them used to go there together a lot until they had some kind of a falling out. Falling out? Yeah, Mercy suddenly started to show up less, and she'd always come alone. She wasn't talking to the kids as much, and she didn't seem very happy. Helena also came looking for her, though Bethany didn't say why. Sounds like you think she knows why, but she ain't telling. Did Helena find her? Bethany doesn't think so. How long before Helena killed them? A week or two? I can't remember, but it was really close. That definitely sounds like it had something to do with it. Does it, though? Friends fight all the time. It doesn't lead them to wanting to murder each other. We don't know this girl outside of her diary. We do know if... How do we know if she wouldn't kill someone for a stupid reason? I don't think she would. Why's that? Helena cared a lot about her. Her diary talked about Mercy a lot. She'd always mention how happy she made her. I can't see her killing anyone, let alone someone she cared that much about. It looks like Lucas wants to argue more, but Oscar gives him a little tab on the cheek with his tail. It's a slight poke that leaves him stunned, mouth agape. It's like a perfectly frozen screenshot that had the two of us staring at them. We expected Lucas to lash out and yell many things at the otter, but he's just getting flustered? Well, the two of us look surprised. Lily looks mighty satisfied with herself, and I know I have to interrogate her later. Either way, it's certainly strange. I don't want to think that a fight could cause this much damage, but it's so close to the incident, it's hard to imagine it's nothing. Well, if she came looking for her, it was either pretty serious or Helena messed up. Helena messed up? Yeah. I mean, if she was hunting her down, there's two things it probably means. Either Mercy really pissed her off or she wanted to apologize. I get it. Maybe Mercy confided something in Helena and she overreacted, causing Mercy to get upset at her and try to avoid her. But what could Mercy have told her that would make Helena react so negatively? It doesn't have to be negative. Huh? I said she didn't need to react negatively. Maybe she didn't react at all. Sometimes no response hurts more than a negative one. Oh, I see. Because a negative response means they care enough to be upset, but a lack of a response can only mean one thing. They didn't care. But that still leads us back to the same question. Why did Mercy tell her to make Helena react so negative? What did Mercy tell her to make Helena react so negative? It might be written in the diary. Maybe we should read ahead and see what we can find. No, I don't think that's a good idea. Why not? I don't see the harm of it. It's just a book after all. It doesn't matter. It's clearly not been doing Wallace any favors. He's been having nightmares because of it, let alone whatever the fuck happened on Thursday. I don't want him reading it. Did you have another nightmare? We don't even know if this is what happened. Maybe Mercedes was feeling guilty and that's why she avoided Helena. Feeling guilty? That makes more sense, doesn't it? Helena could have just messaged her to say sorry, not visit her in person. Helena was hunting her down. Not if she blocked her number or hadn't been returning her calls and messages. I know girls, we can be petty and stubborn when we get hurt, especially by those we care about. The diary would probably reveal that too, I'm just saying. No, I agree with Leigh. It's probably for the best that we take a break from it, all of us. This is a heavy topic and it's clear that it might be getting to us, even if you're confident it isn't. Okay, if you guys think it'll help Wallace out, I ain't gonna say no. Lucas has been quiet ever since we started talking about why Mercy might be avoiding Helena. I can't tell if it's because this topic upset him or if he's trying to figure it out. Without looking in the diary, there isn't a whole lot we can really do but guess. She might have done something, or maybe she didn't. We don't really know. Should I give it to someone else to read it then? I don't think that's a whole lot better, if we're being honest. A break from it might be good. We don't need the diary anyway. There's plenty of other ways we can learn about them. Like what? Well, did anyone else find anything? I know you guys were looking into stuff too, before, you know. I didn't find anything. I thought I had something, but I decided not to follow up on it. It doesn't feel like he's lying, but it doesn't sound like he's entirely telling the truth, but no one wants to push him on it. It sounds personal. I tried looking into Conrad, except there ain't much on him. He was on the football team, but man, it doesn't seem like he's close. Why do you think that? I tried talking to them. They didn't seem fond of him, though I didn't get to talk to them long. Why not? Practice started soon, you know. I don't think they wanted me around. Some of the guys didn't like me snooping around. No, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, you know, they just didn't want to get too distracted. Ain't nothing serious. I guess there's nothing else to really go off of then. Well, there might be something. What's that? Did you find something else from your visit to the shelter? Well, maybe, but it was actually from what happened to us on Thursday. You mean the hallucination? Is that a piece of hair on my... No, it's his whiskers, okay. I still think it was a drugged fever dream. I don't. Lee stays quiet, but from the way his focus drifts away from the conversation, I can tell he's doubting that it was just nothing as well. How could it be? Though I doubt he'd admit it was anything serious. Don't worry about the details, man. Just let us know what you found. Well, while we were exploring around the hospital, I found this page of the diary, so I decided to see if I could find it in the diary, and I did. And what did it say? Well, it went over a few things, but the important parts were that it seems like Mercy started to get upset before her falling out with Helena. I don't really know what it means, though. Maybe nothing big did happen then. Mercy might have just drifted away without telling her, and that left Helena confused and worried. But they were so close. There's no way she just abandoned her out of nowhere. The way Helena talks about Mercy in the diary, it's like they're sisters. That doesn't mean people can't fuck up and hurt people close to them. There's no way. I think that's enough of that. We're just tossing around ideas and it's getting us nowhere. Well, I think guessing isn't a particularly bad thing, but you're probably right. I don't think we're getting any further than the information we got. Wallace did forget to mention one last thing. Huh? Mercy seemed to have a strong dislike for Conrad, though we don't know why. Bethany confirmed this when we talked to her. She also mentioned she was certain Mercedes didn't mean to hurt Helena. She thought Mercedes did do something, but it wasn't meant to hurt her. Interesting. Do we know why Mercedes didn't like Conrad? Oscar lets out a loud chuckle that brings all of our attention back to him, but he just waves us off with a massive smirk on his face. Don't mind me. It was a silly thought. Don't worry about it. Why do I get the feeling you're hiding something? Nah, it's nothing serious. Whatever. Aw, come on, don't be like that. It's just a little bit of fun. Oscar tries reaching over to mess with Lucas, but it just leads to the two of them playing a game of cat and mouse where Oscar tries to tease him while Lucas just bats him away, leaving the rest of us to carry on. Well, we don't really know why Mercy doesn't like Conrad yet, but it seemed to be something from pretty early on. Helena writes about it a few times. Any clue why? No, I don't think so. From what I've read, Helena has no idea why. They just don't seem to like each other. Oh, maybe she's jealous. New boyfriend taking her friend away, you know? You think? I have a pretty good hunch, yeah. Now both Leigh and Lucas are squinting at him, as it's clear that Oscar is definitely hiding something from us. But it's Oscar. If it's anything important, he'd tell us. Well, it sounds like there's only one way to solve this. Huh? Leigh, would Miss Corin be at the shelter today? She should be. She tends to kick most of the kids out of the house during the day on the weekends. Alright, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all I do for the channel. Greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks to our 3 gold tier patrons, Zeke, Toby, and Blue Wolf Alpha. Y'all are awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if you want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our Safe for Work contents as little as $5. And also, if you don't want to join the Patreon, you can always donate to us using the super thanks on YouTube. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!